Hello Stampers, this is Sheila with Stamping Wishes and welcome to my studio. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm here today to do a pull tab card. But before we get started with that, just want to remind you, if you don't have a demonstrator, our new catalogs are out. I'd love to send you one. You just need to go to my blog and hit contact and let me know where I need to send it and who I'm sending it to, and I'll get it right in the mail to you. You're going to find this, if you haven't gotten your catalog yet, there are so many beautiful items in it this year. Not that they aren't every year, but I'm just extremely pleased with the layout of it and all of the beautiful colors we've added. Just everything is just so nice about it. So anyway, if you need one, give me a call or contact me. Another thing that I have on my blog, if you'll notice, is a button that says Retired Stamps. What I have going on right now is a BOGO sale, and it'll go on through July the 15th, at which time it will stop, and then my retired stamps will be priced as they are in the site. But right now, you can take and select, let's say you find $75 worth of retired stamps that you like, then you'll go over to my Stampin' Up! Site store and order $75 worth of new merchandise. And once I get notification of the order being placed, I will pull out the ones that you have requested that you would like and weigh out what the postage is going to run on it. The stamp set itself will not cost you anything. The only thing that I will charge you through PayPal for is the postage to send it to you. Okay? So if you have any questions on that, again, hit my contact button. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you might still have on it. So let's go ahead and look at some of the cards. I've got new ones that I've made as well as one that I made several years ago. And so it was a little bit different of a format, but still the same idea of the pull tag. This particular set, it's for a qualifying order of $150. You can order this Hostess set, and it's got so many cute ideas running through my mind on cards to make with it. Love the font on this one. So this pull tag card is made that way. I left this particular one because I found after I made it, it needed a backing to this picture because of the coloring on it. But I'll show you one that I did do that I did fix so you can kind of see the difference of it. But anyway, when you pull on the tag, then you get the little message and it says, "Hi, just popping in to say." And this is the part I was talking about as far as it needed a double scallop here so that we don't see this coming through, and I'll show you that in a later card. And then when you open it up, it says thank you, thank you, thank you. So anyway, this is a really cute set, a lot of fun. Then we're going today with different colors be using the new Daisy Lane stamp set along with the medium Daisy Punch. But here's one. Then you flip it open. Love to celebrate you. And then when you open it up, it's Birthday Wishes. Okay, this is the one I did get a little bit smarter on. And this one too, we've turned around, which is what we're going to do in today's card that we're making. But you pull the tag from the bottom, and same mechanism working how it does. But if you'll notice, you don't see my coloring, and that's because I used a double of the particular framelets here, the nestling framelets. And this is from our new, what's it called? Free as a Bird. Love that set too. The designer paper, everything about it is just a beautiful, beautiful suite. So anyway, when you lift it up, your friendship means the world to me. And then when you open it up, it says, "We're the best of friends." So anyway, I have somebody in mind for that. A few years back, talking about the pull tags, this is when I made one of my first ones, and I made it, it's magnetized here, where this flips open, it kind of holds my little booklet, and then it also has the little pull tab, so that whenever you pull it, this particular one is like a little book. It just keeps going and going and going. Okay, this was a fun card to make, a little bit more involved than our regular pull cards, but nevertheless a real fun card. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And I have to explain to you, I had run out of memory. I didn't realize it. I have filmed this thing probably 4 or 5 times, and after I'd clean up things, it would still run out of memory in the middle of my filming. And so on the last one I started it on, I'd already started my layers. So I'll tell you the layers and then we'll finish up this card. But I didn't want to have to redo everything again. So anyway, that's why we're starting kind of in the middle of this particular one. The So Saffron is the card base. It measures 5.5 by 8.5 and it's scored at 4 1/4. The next layer is our terracotta tile, beautiful new color, and it measures 4 by 5 1/4. Then I'm using Whisper White as the next layer, and it measures 3 3/4 by 5. Then we have our DSP, which is, let me pull out a sample of it. Right here, our new 2019-2020 in color 6x6 designer series paper. Love all the different patterns and design. And I thought for the daisy, the gingham just really worked real well for that. So that's why we're using this particular one. And then, because I had to go ahead and punch this, but this one is 3.5 by 4 3/4, and all my measurements will be out on the blog, so you don't need to worry about writing it down. Just go to my blog. We're using the classic label punch, and what you do on this piece here, and I've already done it, is you want to go all the way up till you can't go any further, and then you're going to, I counted out the little blocks here, and there was 5 on each side, so when I knew I was even on that, I went ahead and punched it. And so that's where that comes in at, and since I'd already gotten to that point in my filming when it cut off, that's where we were at. So we'll go from here now. Let's go ahead, and this piece here measures 2 by 6, and we're going to score it at 2 by 2.5. So let's go ahead and get my scoring out here, and we're going to go in at 2. I don't know if you can see. Let me pull that up there. Okay, we're going in at 2 and then at 2.5. Okay, so you get these little score lines there. Okay, and then on the, let me get this away so it doesn't fall. On the long end of this, we're going to take our new delightful tag topper punch, and we're going to take the long end of this, and because this measures 2 by 6, it fits exactly into the tag punch. You push it in as far as it'll go, and then you go ahead and push, and you get this beautiful topper. Okay, and so let's go ahead and do this. All right, so now we can get to our stamping. Let's pull these pieces over, and I'll show you what framelits I used on them. I thought it would be fun. On the front side of this, we're going to be doing, and I don't know if I think I'm missing one of my pieces, so I'll have to get it here in a second. I had a white frame that's going to go right behind this with just a little bit of a sizing, and then we're going to put, this was the inside of this particular framelit. Let me show you what I'm using, the stained glass thinlits, and I used this little square here. So this was the piece that came out of that, and I planned on gluing that back into the center here, and then we're going to have this scallop piece that has our little daisy sitting on it, which will be right there. Okay, and then this will be our inside greeting that pops up here whenever it pulls out, and then that one will be on top of it. So I'm going to pause this for a second and go cut me out a little frame. Okay, be right back. All right, I'm back. I went ahead and cut one of the scalloped layering pieces, and we're going to layer that on top like so. I did, when I cut out this particular piece, I did use the adhesive sheets so that because this is so detailed, that when I peeled it off, it would be easier to place down here. So let's go ahead and peel this off, and it should take. We don't have them sticking on where they don't belong. Okay, I think we've got it. So let's go ahead and try and place this, because once it goes down, it's down for good. I think this will be about right here. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I just love that stained framelit, glass framelit dies. Okay, the same thing with this one. Since I was running it all the way through, this particular piece also had the sheet adhesive behind it. So we've got, might as well utilize it and stick it right in there. Okay, and I thought we would do our inside piece, which will be this one here. This one's going to go right along here and have just a tiny little bit of a border, if you notice, like so. So we're going to stamp that, and I think we'll stamp it in the terracotta, and it's going to say smile on it. Because I thought these new ones sometimes get a little bit stiff for us. But on the inside, I think we're going to do it, your time to shine. So I thought a smile would be an appropriate greeting for that. Okay, let's get in here and beautiful. Love that terracotta color. So many different colors that'll go well with it too. Let's go ahead and close this up. Then I wanted to put around the edges of this some of the So Saffron, I'm sorry. The So Saffron with the little daisy stamp. I thought that would be pretty. Let me bring some scrap in here so that we're stamping onto paper. And that way too I can see the tone of the color and see if I want to stamp off before I stamp it on. No, I think that'll be perfect there. So we'll just go ahead and put one there and one there, and then just an edge of it there and a little bit edge of it there. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so let's go ahead and get that one layered onto our piece. Well, I'm getting buttery fingers here today. All right, so let's go ahead and put some adhesive. Almost put it on the wrong one. You can see I'm a little flustered by having so many of these that I'd filmed and then have them go wrong like that. So you'll have to excuse me. It'll wear off here in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to have this in our card facing like so. So when we go to put this on, we want to be sure, let me make sure I was in the film, we're going to be placing it like so when it slides down. So let's go ahead and put our adhesive on the back of this smile. Make sure you've got everything you're doing in the right direction for the way the card's going to be opening up. And since we're going to be opening up this way and pulling down, we want to place this right in here. Okay. Isn't that cute? Okay, so then what we're going to do, and we can go ahead and do our daisy punch it, and then we'll go ahead and coordinate the rest of this, because we can put this in here, which will be our next layer, and then we'll put the daisy on top of it. So I've got some scraps here, and we're going to go ahead and punch out the daisy punch. This is our new medium daisy punch that coordinates with the new daisy lane. And let me show you the daisy lane. This is it. And also our older Daisy Delight, which was our original, and the punch, the daisy, original daisy punch works on both sets. We have the large one here and the large one here. They work well together with the different patterns of coloring on the stamp. Works real well together as well. And this one has a lot of just beautiful things going on here. So let's put these off to the side and punch us a few layers for the daisy. Let's see if we got enough. I think we do. Okay, there's one of them. And then let's get one out of yellow. And then we'll get one out of the beautiful new designer paper, gingham. Okay. So in using this, as you can see, there's different patterns. We can use this instead of the gingham pattern if we wanted to, but I just think that I just love the gingham, so we're going to go ahead and stay on point with that. Before we curve all of the, I like to curve them where they're curving up a little bit to give them some dimension. I want to run a little bit of my Wink of Stella over it because I love the shimmer that the Wink of Stella gives. This one's a new one I just opened up, so it's a lot brighter than some of my other ones that have started to get a little bit used on that. So let's go ahead and do the same thing with this. I just think you have to have some kind of sparkle in every project I do. It's got to have something going on that gives it that little extra special touch. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll layer the yellow and then that one on top. That way we have something breaking up the two colors. So let's just, using your bone folder, just do a little bit of a curve, not pulling too hard because you don't want to pull your delicate pieces, petals off. And let's go ahead and do the same thing with this one. And then what we're going to do is do our glue dots to layer them on. So let's pull that over here. All right, so let's, and we want to fit them in between the other petals. So make sure that when you're putting that one on that you've kind of given it that little layer. All right, and then we want to curve this one a little bit, give it a little bit of a twist there. All right, and again we're going to use a glue dot, and this one we're going to try and tilt it in another direction. That way we get to see all three layers coming through. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, so we've got the new embellishments, which is our, let's see what I put, where I put them. Thought I had them out here. They're the yellow dots, and if I can't find them, we'll reach for something else real quick. Well, darn, it's probably sitting right in front of me and I don't see it, but I'm not seeing them right now, so let me look over a few layers here. As I said, they were sitting right in front of me, so we're going to go ahead and pull them out. Aren't these cute for little centers like that? Really, really cute. Okay, so let's go ahead and take off the layer behind it. They're kind of like dimensions. You kind of have to push on them a little bit to loosen them up so that that top layer comes off. And this one's being a little stubborn, so there we go. There we go. We'll put it right here in the center. And then we're going to prop this up with a dimension. So let's go ahead and here's some here. Put this here. I'm going to wait to put this on till I've got all the mechanisms together. So let's go ahead and start putting our mechanisms together. Let me glue this on real quick. Pretty. Okay. And what you have to do with this is you want to flip this over, and obviously this one doesn't really have a direction. Now if you have stamped something on here, you need to be careful that you keep it in the right direction that it needs to go. All right, so this particular piece is going to come down like so, and we need to adhere it up to this so that when it flips over, then this flips out, you'll have that smile underneath it. Okay, so that's the only one that you have to be careful with, is make sure you've got this going in the right direction. So we're going to go ahead and put some adhesive right here. I'm using the liquid Tombow on it, and then I'm going to try and get this as centered as I can, and it looks like 2 scallops on each side would make it a center. I'm going to make sure that this is down well. Okay, so now you've got your 2 layers. Now when I come in here, for example, and bring this down through our classic punch, this is going to need to be centered when I adhere it down, okay? And you want just a little bit of this part showing down below your little pull tag and the rest of them. So as you can see, that's about where we are. Now to glue this, I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive right here. And you can use Tear and Tape is fine. But again, I kind of like having this little moments of ability to reposition as quickly as I can. So as we close down, I want to make sure before I do a complete press down is that this is as centered as I can get it, and I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and press down. Now what happens is when I pull this, that oops, hasn't set long enough. Let me go ahead and put that back down again and let it set just a little bit longer. Okay, I may have to put a little bit more adhesive there. Let's see what happens once it sits. Make sure it, yeah, it looks good. See how it flips open and stuff. All right, so now we want to put our dimensions on the back. And you can put your ribbon on it this time, or you can put it after. We'll put it on afterwards, but let's go ahead and put all the dimensions that we need. You can use your adhesive strips if you would prefer, or you can use dimensions. And so we're going to go ahead and use the dimensionals. And let's put a little bit here to help support the mechanism of that going back and forth. So let's go ahead and get all of our little tabs off. And the best way, sometimes you want to reach over and touch them to make sure you've got the paper off. But if you'll hold your piece up to a light, you can see the shiny portions, which lets you know that you have gotten the paper off. And then if you see a dull one, then you know you don't. And that way you don't get your fingerprints and loosen the adhesive ability of your dimensions. So it looks like everything appears to be shiny on this one. Yep. All of them are. So we'll bring our card back in. Again, be careful to make sure you've got the right direction of your card, the way you want it to open. And so now we will come here and layer this on right there. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to pull this out and put some ribbon there. So we're going to go ahead and use some of this beautiful polka dot tulle ribbon. There's a lot of different ribbons that would look good with this one, especially since it's kind of got a little bit of a country look to it. You could use some of your linen thread, or your baker's twine would look nice with this. So go ahead and get this in here. Okay, and then pull it tight. There we go. And we don't need that long of a little tail, so I'm going to cut it this way and then cut it that way to keep them kind of a little decorative look at the bottom. Okay, so there's our piece there. Now we can go ahead and put our daisy, and we're going to put it right there in the center. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this off, and then we just do our inside and our card will be done. Isn't that beautiful? So cute. I love this new Daisy Lane set. All right, so let's go ahead and get our piece for the inside somewhere. I laid it. Okay, here it is. Let me bring out my Stamparatus because I already have the little saying put together there. And since we're going in at a different angle, because I had done one earlier that was straight up. Let's see if that's going to work there. I think it will. Or we may want it off to the side a little bit. I tell you what, let me stamp the border I'd planned on stamping on there, and then I'll see if I want to readjust my stamp on there. Okay, so what I'd like to do is take our fern from the Daisy Lane, and we're going to use our Mossy Meadow. Let's put that over here. One of the reasons I like to stamp upside down like this is it allows me to see the ink, that I've got a good coverage of it. Sometimes if I'm stamping the other direction, I can't see the ink as well. So we're going to bring this in. Press down. Beautiful. Okay, see how it doesn't look like, it looks like it got the outside but not the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and again stamp it this way. And let's bring this one alongside here. And let's do one more. And bring it. When you do it the other way, you have a little bit more spacing to make a longer border, but I think that looks good there. And so now what I want to do is take our terracotta tile, and I'm going to stamp off the daisy on it. Let's go ahead and clean this stamp off. I'm going to stamp off the daisy one time, and then bring the kind of just a light daisy background there on it. So let's go ahead and see, it looks like it's almost behind the leaf when you do a little bit lighter. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and close that up and clean the stamp off. I've gotten in the new little pad that cleans your stamp, and I just haven't had a chance to open it up and play around with it, but I will get to that. So let's move this off now and bring this back over, and let's see about where I want to position that stamp, whether I kind of want it off a little bit. So let's go ahead and take it off here and bring it over here, because I really want a lot of space there to write a little note. Okay, that looks good. Make sure that it's straight this way and straight this way. And hopefully it'll be straight when it comes back down. All right, so let's go ahead and do this in the Tuxedo Black Memento. You could have done it too, I think, in the Mossy Meadow, but I just thought a little bit different. There we go, beautiful. All right, so now we're ready to put this inside, and we are done, and I'll bring out the rest of the cards just to kind of show you how many different styles you can make with it, and how quick and easy was that, right? And for all the measurements, just going over to my blog, I'll have all my measurements and products used over there, so you don't need to worry about running it back through again. Everything you need will be over on my blog, so be sure and go to stampingwishes.com, and that way too you can see some of the other projects that I've done. And if you like what you see, be sure and subscribe. That way you get reminders when I post a new video. There we go. Beautiful. And so here we are. We smile. And then it's your time to shine. All right, so let's go ahead and bring back the rest of them real quick. Here's our two that are in this shape here, and the ones that go in this direction. And then lastly, the one I did a few years back that's a little Christmas booklet. All right, so thank you again for stopping by, and until next time, happy stamping.